Hello, and welcome to the Labyrinth of Limitations. For this episode, I thought I would take a look again at connecting single note lines into scales of chords. And so it's monophonic into polyphonic soloing. All of this is soloing. And just kind of playing in a, I like to explore this a lot and try to create like pianistic type textures and things. So I'm looking at, I was doing this morning a minor 2/5 into F minor. So like at the beginning of All the Things You Are. So I was doing that. I was kind of doing a minor 2/5 into the beginning of All the Things You Are, or just a 5 chord into it. And I'm doing this idea from the single note line ideas from Barry Harris, where it sounds like this. That is something that Chris Parks has talked about in Things I Learned from Barry Harris. And what it is I'm thinking of a C major triad, but then I'm playing a half step above each note. Okay, and it's like a little scale, so you could skip around. You could do all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to run it into a scale of chords. I'll do a C sharp minor 6 diminished, which is the tritones minor for C. It would sound something like this. Okay, so that would be a little bit of messing around with it and just exploring this. So what I did there was I did half step above the root, the fifth, the third, but then this third is also, I'm seeing this third, this is my pivot point. I'm seeing it as the minor third in C sharp minor 6. That means I can go down a half step to a diminished note. And anytime I have a diminished note, I can do a minor third above or below. So I did that. And I'm going to move this third down to the 6th and the root of C sharp minor 6. But then I'm also going to play this note, which is a shell chord. So I'm just, and I did this quick, just seeing the shell chord, seeing the spaces that, we have to practice these things to see them. So it's not about theory. It's not about writing it down on a sheet of paper. It's about practicing. So okay, so that's that one, which I really like. What about starting from here? I could do something similar. So I did that same shell chord, but with a borrowing. That sounds nice. Like in my last video, I'm really drawn to these things that are like a theoretical concept, but you're practicing it. But then you let your ear guide you to kind of work it out right. So it's really, Barry Harris said once, creativity comes when you, I'm sure he said it more than once, but creativity comes when you get yourself into trouble. And this is kind of me getting myself into trouble and letting my ear help me and my mind help me and find some beautiful things. So, which is really nice, but I could do something else, so I'll try something else now. So that's cool. So that is, that's nice stuff. What is that? So that is, this C sharp is the root of C sharp minor 6 diminished. So I started thinking of that scale of chords. Here, I go down to the major 7th, I put a 5th above, a diminished 5th. So this is the major 7th and the perfect 4th in C sharp minor 6 diminished. Then I go out to a shell chord, kind of like a triad, but instead, and then I'm going to go to a 6, which is like moving a shell chord up in parallel, but I like this. I like that kind of sound. So that is, all of these things are so nice. Okay, so those are two options from starting from here. So So what about this? Pretty. So that is what I did here. I'm going to go down to a diminished note. This is the perfect fourth diminished note. Put a fifth above it. Move the fifth down in parallel to the third and the sixth. See, that's the third and the sixth, right? That's what that is. So it's like, whoops. And then that whoops I did could have been another option. So instead of doing tritones minor, I could do dominant seventh, C dominant seventh. So C sharp minor 6 is a tritones minor. C dominant seventh or C dominant 7 flat 5 will be perfectly cool in this situation. So I will go and that is the difference between this sound and they just have two different sounds. I don't really get stuck in this thing of like that one's better than the other. I mean, sure, it's like, oh, that one's really pretty and stuff, but really I keep an open mind and see them as different paths and just observe their flavors and you know, I want to have these beautiful kind of familiarities and spaces to explore. So or both are nice. Something like that there. But anyway, so those are all really nice options just from doing this one idea. Now think about that. If you took that and then you did, I'm going to do a pivot instead. So how would I do a pivot in this context? You need to know how you play on a minor 2-5. The go-to is to think a minor third up. So instead of thinking C dominant 7th on a minor 2-5, think E flat dominant 7th. And running it into the third of C. And that is the same thing. The notes you're going to be playing then are the same notes you would play in an F harmonic minor scale. It's the same set of notes, almost. There's one note difference. But you can do all the beautiful ABCs because it's a dominant 7th scale, which you can do you can do them on a harmonic minor, but it really works nicely, sounds beautifully in this way. Do half steps, do pivots, do all the things. So if that's true, then you could go. So I just did something really, standard. Just ran down the scale with one half step. What if I just start on the and? Oh well, I guess I could start on scale degree 2. Point is that we need to connect together. So I'm just seeing this, the third of C, in the same way I've been talking about, but I'm just doing an ABC. You know, a little sloppy, but that is the same. Now I'm just seeing connections with shell chords, with everything, just seeing this note. This note is the minor 7th in E flat 7, and it is the root of a C sharp minor 6. And then the same thing goes for another standard option would be thinking the tritone. So instead of, you could think on the dominant, when you get to the 5 chord particular, it sounds nice to do the tritone. You could do it over the 2 chord too. But the idea, well, let me see. There is that is F sharp dominant 7. That's the tritone of C. So similar type of thing. I can do those same thirds out of that. You see, it's you get multiple uses out of the same stuff you covered. So that's just general talking about how we want to be doing this. We want to be seeing all these little connections, particularly the little sounds, thirds, fifths and sixths, triads, shells. Those guys, those are our friends when we want to connect, because it's going to sound really nice coming out and start to sounding like just a little voice entered in. And you can do them fast because they're small too, so you can do them faster. So that's the idea. I hope this has been inspiring, and yeah, I recommend checking out those connections, connecting the web between these things. Thanks for following. If you like these videos and you visit forums or anything like that, please give it a share. That would be awesome. Spread the word, and I'll be following up with more. So keep practicing, and I'll talk to you soon.